Hey folks, Quisimall Designs here, and this is part 4 of the Tamiya 1/32nd scale F-16 Fighting Falcon build. So as you can see in the shot there, we have the landing gear installed and it's pretty much done. A few things still need to go on, like some decals and maybe some wiring to make it look a little more accurate. And then of course the landing gear bay doors, but I didn't want to put the doors on until I did this video, otherwise it would be too hard to get the camera angles to show you all the detail. So let's have a look-see. So as you can tell, it's quite involved. There's different things going different directions, and it's definitely busy. But lots to cover in this video. Different things to to tell you. And if I pan over the instruction booklet, it's about a page and a half worth of instructions just on the landing gear itself there. And you definitely want to pay attention to the parts. If it says a certain part number or whatever, just pointing randomly, like F30 and F31, if it's supposed to be on the right or supposed to be on the left, stick to that. Don't mix your parts up. And then right here, the reason why this is highlighted, pay attention to that. Now what they're telling you for the wheels is this piece right here, that's actually a locking mechanism. And if you don't get where this piece meets this piece, if you don't get that seated right, your wheels are going to get wonky. So if you try to roll your model and that's not locked into there, your wheels are going to be wonky. So this is actually not even supposed to turn with your wheel. That's just like this piece right here, that's not even supposed to turn. So get that seated into there correctly, and your wheels will glide nice and smooth instead of being all wobbly. So the beauty of dry fitting your parts and pre-fitting your parts, I always do that. So pay attention to that when you're doing your wheels. So a few things to definitely keep in mind when you're doing your landing gear. I mean, this is very, very, very important part of your model, because this is what's holding up your plane. So something to keep in mind, when you're building. And of course, that's the part I was talking about right there. Where that meets that. So once you get that in there, your wheels are going to turn just fine. You're not going to have any issues. Other than maybe your screw. If you roll your model too much, it might fall out eventually. But hopefully, no one's playing with your plane. And then, of course, all the work you've done prior in your landing gear bay is all going to stand out now, right? Like there's the wire, if you look closely, that I put in a long time ago. But it's all come together now. Something else I forgot to mention in the last video, these tires are actually rubber. I didn't mention that before. I should have mentioned that before. These tires are all rubber. I suppose you could get aftermarket ones that are resin, but that's up to you. I prefer the rubber ones. But let's just take a little tour around here and show off some of the work. Now, of course, more weathering needs to go on. I have done some, a little bit of weathering on the inside, not too much, but once I decide, how dirty I want to make my plane, that's when, more weathering will come into play with the landing gear. Right now, it's pretty clean. But so far, so good with this build. I mean, again, this has just been a beautiful model to build. I don't think I've ever built a model that's been, this, fun to build. I spent about, I would say about 2.5 days just on the landing gear itself, and that's including drying time. I find with white paint, I don't know what it is, maybe it's just the altitude of where I'm at or the weather, who knows. But for some reason with white paint, it's very temperamental. It seems like depending on the day or the time, it'll either goop up on you or it just takes forever to dry. Luckily, I got it right, and there's no goopy, mess in the corners of there, but it did take forever to dry. But I think even right now it might be a little tacky, but it's done anyway. Let's just put it that way. Now, I know a lot of you going, well, why are you stressing so much about the detail in your landing gear? It's the bottom of your plane. Why are you worrying so much? And the main reason why I'm worrying about the landing gear is with the F-16. If any of you out there are familiar with the F-16, is you actually see a lot of the landing gear with the F-16, and I'm going to try my best to not shake the camera too much here. And I'm going to put this piece on. It's going to get a little dark underneath, but and I know the landing gear bay doors aren't on, but if you actually get certain angles of the plane, now the landing gear bay doors will be on, but they kick out. So if you look at your landing gear, you actually see a lot of them. So you might want to consider doing a lot of detail on them, because they actually stand out a lot, right? Because the door is only going to cover that area there a bit, right? So they actually do kick out quite a bit. And then of course all the detail, I know the lighting isn't in there. Try and shift some of the light. Now I can't right now, but even the detail we put in the back of the plane, I mean, it's going to all stand out. Again, once it comes time to the official release, end of the model, I'll have all the lighting correct. But for now, it's just the, for argument's sake of the landing gear and showing them off. So you do see a lot of the landing gear, and especially for one side of this landing gear, because the door swings open to one side. So you're going to see, one whole side of your landing gear, especially for the front. So, for this model, the importance of detailing your landing gear is paramount. So there we go. That's part 4, in kind of a nutshell, I guess. So the next parts now are going to be doing the landing gear bay doors, and then moving our way up to the top part of the plane, and then the wings, of course, and then the cockpit, and then I guess the engine, and then starting on the diorama portions of the model. So thanks so much for watching. And if you guys can hit that like button, that would definitely help me out. It helps the channel grow and pushes the channel up in the feeds, and definitely helps me out a lot. So thanks so much, guys, and please like, share, and subscribe, and I look forward to your comments as always. All right, bye.